Hi, welcome to It's Your Business. My name's Cindy Doherty, and I will be your host today. I'd like to welcome our guests, Matt and Tiara Cuff, who are owners and operators of Just Cuin, a barbecue restaurant and catering business located in Newtown. Welcome, Matt and Tiara.
Thank you.
You guys have, I think, an amazingly interesting story about where you started and where we are now with your business. So, Matt, could you tell us where you grew up and then kind of how that story went from there to here?
Well, I grew up in Cleveland. Went from Cleveland, I went to college in Alabama. I moved from Alabama, I took a job in Cincinnati with General Electric. I went from General Electric to a smaller engineering firm called CDI Aerospace.
Can I make you back up just for a second? Because
Sure.
what was your major when you were in Alabama?
Well, I majored in aerospace engineering and physics, so I have a degree in both, a degree in aerospace engineering and a degree in physics.
So again, people might think, barbecue, aerospace engineering, how did that happen?
That's right. My company moved me to Greenville, South Carolina for a contract with GE Energy. I entered a small radio station barbecue competition. I figured I had my smoker down there, so I'll just get in. It's something to do. I wound up winning in like every category, and from there I was hooked. I just kind of entered the competition circuit.
So you were already into barbecue. I mean, you said you had your smoker down there, so you did this on
Right.
your own. That was already kind of a personal interest of yours.
It was a hobby. I like to grill. I like to smoke. I got into it more once I got down there, though. Yeah.
And you had your own recipe going in.
No.
You developed that?
I developed that on the competition circuit. Actually, our recipe, during the developmental phase, my wife was pregnant with our second child, so she couldn't stand any of the smells.
Everything. I was like, this is horrible. Stop cooking in the house because I can't take it. It's too strong.
Because I was about to give her credit for the recipe, but I guess not. This was all your deal.
Yeah, it was.
Just
It was
over
me
time,
coming
me
up with
tasting it and saying it was horrible, and then he finally came up with one I thought was good.
That's right. She was a designated taste tester.
The final taste tester?
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently it was good because you won this contest.
That's right.
Okay, and then what happened after you won the contest?
Then we lost the contract in Greenville, so my company moved me back up to Cincinnati.
And we're still in engineering at this point.
And still in engineering, but we started the catering business on the weekend. So I would work 4 10-hour days and then cater on the weekend and do food truck on the weekend.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. But the business grew in popularity just from doing food truck one day a week and then catering on the weekends. And we were presented with an opportunity from a couple's wedding that we catered to open a restaurant. So we jumped at the opportunity.
And you haven't always been at the site where you are now in Newtown.
No, we started out as a mobile food truck.
Okay.
So we have a trailer that we still send out to fairs and festivals and still do on-site catering, but that was all we had at first. It was just me cooking
completely mobile.
Out of the driveway.
Yeah, that was a whirlwind.
Out of the driveway where you live?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
That's interesting. So then you were the only 2 employees at that point?
Yes, we just would set up places that had an area, and we would ask if we could set up in that area and serve the community around Cincinnati. And it was tough in the beginning because no one knows who you are. They just know
Sure.
you're just popping up, and they don't know how
Right.
your food's going to taste. So it was fun, but difficult at the same time, just trying to get our name out there so that people knew who we were and wanted and trust us to give us their money to taste our food.
Sure.
So,
Yep.
And I'm sure word of mouth is huge. I mean, once somebody tastes your food, which
Right.
I have, and I can personally say that it's really, really great.
And that's one of the
that
things
spreads.
we did at the beginning too. Is we did a lot of free events where we just gave out a bunch of food. So we figured, the more people that taste our food, the more name recognition.
Exactly.
We can
It's
get.
your best advertising. It's a
Yeah.
good product.
Yep.
It's great. Okay, so now we're in the driveway. What happened then to get you into where you are now?
Well, we catered a wedding out here in Newtown, September of 2011. And the groom of the bridal party, he owned the lease on the building that we're currently at now.
Okay.
So he wasn't doing anything with it. He was looking to get it off the ground. It had been in a restaurant before. So we essentially just set up our food truck in the back and served food out of the building. So we didn't have to do much as far as, expense to get set up and get it up and running. So we went ahead and got it going.
Good fit.
Good fit.
And you were at Burgers for a while, I understand?
Yeah, we moved to Burger Farm. We had to work out some zoning issues with the village of Newtown, get some parking stuff squared away, and as far as like the image that on the corner there that they wanted.
Right.
And while we worked through it, Lynn Berger, he was kind enough to just allow us to set up at his place just so we can keep some type of, presence in the village of Newtown while we were still, working through. We didn't want to just disappear and then come back. So we figured if we stayed around, that people would at least keep us in their minds.
Sure. Sure, that makes sense.
Yep.
So you mentioned food truck, which when I talked to you, Matt, I didn't understand how that all worked.
Right.
So you're downtown Cincinnati. How did you get into that? And not just anybody can have a food truck and sell food in Cincinnati.
It's a pilot program.
Yeah, we started right when we got the catering business off the ground. The city of Cincinnati was starting a pilot program for a mobile food vending. They were just experimenting with allowing food trucks, specified zones downtown, to go and set up and sell food to the public. So we were one of the first trucks in to their program. They had originally allowed 20 trucks in the program. We were one of the first ones to do it, and we set up at 5th and Race, and we only did it once a week. So we only went Fridays at lunch at 5th and Race and set up. And we built a really good following down there. I mean, people really expected us to be there, especially since it was one day a week. It was kind of we had a supply and demand thing going on, so it was really good for us.
You still do that?
We don't set up, we're not involved in the city of Cincinnati's pilot program. Now we do more office parks. So now we go around and set up at different office parks through the city and provide them with lunch services.
So you wouldn't have a different office park every day of the week?
Right.
Kind of thing?
Right. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. But you had to go through a pretty rigorous approval process, didn't you, when you first got the permission to be downtown?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It is. I mean, and rightfully so, because we're trying to get rid of the stigma of like the roach coats and safety of people buying food and consuming stuff out of a truck. So there's a lot of health regulations and stuff involved with it, but it is necessary.
Sure, sure. You want to put a great product out there.
That's right.
So that's another area of your business that continues to grow.
It does.
I think people like the allure of being able to be mobile and possibly, post in their area if they have a party or something like that, being able to be right there with the food truck, being able to serve their guests. So I think it gives a different approach to catering and the barbecue business as a whole. And
it also is a really great way to get your name out there again. I mean, you're making contacts with all these different businesses.
And the whole ambiance of having the smoke in the air and the grill on site is...
Oh, it's great. It smells so good. I know when I was over there, you were cooking on a Monday and it just smelled really good. Yeah, that's a good thing. What else do I want to ask you? I know that you're involved with the Anderson Area Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
What kind of events have you done through that organization?
Well, we do Party on the Plaza, both the winter and the summer series. Okay. And it's been really good for us. It's gotten us a lot of exposure in the Anderson area that we, might not have gotten otherwise. I mean, Newtown, people kind of go through, it's kind of a pass-through community. And if you're not really paying attention, you can miss our place. It's really small. So Anderson has been really good in getting us some exposure that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So we'll do Party on the Plaza this year again, and we'll also participate in Anderson Days, which we're really excited about.
When does that happen?
It is in July.
July sometime. I don't know the exact date either.
I believe.
In case our audience is just joining us, today we're talking to Matt and Tiara Cuff, who own and operate Just Cuin in Newtown. So being part of the Anderson Area Chamber of Commerce, you think networking is one of the main things that you've been able to develop through that organization?
Networking and also just relationships with other business owners. The Chamber's really good at putting on different events, the membership meetings, and then some of the other lunch and learns and some of the things that they have, the resources that they have for other business owners. So both from a resource standpoint and from a networking standpoint, it's been really good for our business.
Good. Good. That's good to hear. I know that's where I first tasted the barbecue was at a chamber meeting.
That's right.
I thought, this is good. It's really good. I know you're also involved in the Newtown Business Association.
That's right.
As vice president.
Yes.
So how do you see that playing into your giving back to the community or helping your business? Or?
Well, it's neat because when I came into Newtown, I was kind of new, and I entered into the business association, and a lot of those business owners there, they were really warm and welcoming towards me.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, they were, and helping me through the process of just getting acclimated to Newtown and the types of things that I'll encounter. So now I'm on the council and I get to do the same thing, help attract new businesses, just help make Newtown a better community from a business standpoint. We want to grow Newtown. We want to get the awareness out to different people because a lot of times we go places, we go do food truck and we go do catering and people always ask, well, where's Newtown? Where's Newtown? And we want to get more awareness to the city, to the village, what it has to offer, the different businesses. So it's good to be on the business association to have a voice and say that and just be part of the process because like I said, when I came in, those guys are really open and helping me to understand what I needed to do. So.
You know, that's a good way to give back. And you're right, I sometimes think Newtown is kind of the forgotten part of Anderson Township, although it's a corridor. I mean,
it is.
We have a lot of traffic, I think, that comes down through 32. And
it's a lot of traffic. And more people pass through Newtown than I would realize, and it's really accessible to a lot of different areas of the city. So.
And there are more businesses there than you would think.
That's right.
You really look around as you're driving through Newtown. There are a lot of businesses.
Yeah, and it's very accessible. We tried working at Children's Hospital. People say it's so far, and I let them know it's only 20 minutes away if you take certain routes to the restaurant. So just making people aware that we're here and that it's not as far as you may think when you think about it in this in the area of Cincinnati. So it gives us a lot of opportunities to let people know about that.
One thing I wanted to bring out too, the building looks small from the outside, but I don't know that people know that you have space to sit down inside and eat. And there's really more space in there than you would think.
It is.
And it's really cute, and you guys have got it fixed up so nice inside that people can certainly come and sit down and order a meal. And
And it's good. I mean, last year we didn't. When we first opened up, we didn't have inside seating. We just had the picnic tables outside. And that was one of the things that, we heard from customers on it'd be good if you could sit down in here if you guys had some tables. So we rearranged it so that, it was more area for customers to just come in and sit down and get out of the sun or when the weather's bad through the winter. So it's been great.
Well, it's really nice. And we don't have too much time left, but I know that we talked about your goals in terms of increasing relationships with area schools, just to continue community service. So can you talk a little bit about what your ideas are for doing that?
Yeah, we've one of our goals is to be really involved in the community itself, and we feel like one way to do that is to be involved with the school system. We're working now with Forest Hill School District on some mentoring programs, some tutoring programs with their students, but we also want to get more involved as far as, with Miami Valley, we've talked about some cooking classes and
that's a good fit.
Some different things, yeah. So we want to just be able to interact with the students as much as possible. We want to get involved with sponsorship of some of the sports teams and sports programs, not only with high schools, but also some of the local soccer clubs and stuff. So we want to give back as much as possible and just be involved because we feel like that's important in just, understanding that the community itself, we're not just separate from it, that we're involved in the community.
Not isolated.
That's right.
That's great. That's really great. Well, we're just about out of time, but I wanted our audience to certainly be aware that you all exist in Newtown and to please stop by and taste the barbecue because it is absolutely delicious. And you guys are doing a phenomenal job with what you're doing. And it's, your story is interesting in terms of where you came from and the educational background and now what you've built up with your business. So thank you both for joining us today. Again, this is Matt and Tiara Cuff from Just Cuin in Newtown. Please join us next time for It's Your Business.